Good afternoon, everyone. Stay tuned with modern group of institutions. The best institution for B pharmacy studies in Malwa region. It is located in Alvasa, Indore. I am Mitesh Sachdeva, working as assistant professor in Modern Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Indore. Today, I am starting with the new lecture series, anti-tubercular drugs, in my lecture series. It is the chapter which is given in PCI syllabus for 6th semester B pharmacy students, unit 5th, and the name of the topic is anti-tubercular agents. So, what is anti-tubercular or first drugs? To discuss the anti-tubercular drugs, we have to first discuss the disease for which these drugs should be given as a treatment. So, tuberculosis is an infectious disease caused by the bacterium Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is an microorganism which is bacteria, and it is the category of bacilli, so it comes under the classification of bacilli bacteria because its shape is just like cylindrical. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is only the organism which is responsible to cause tuberculosis. It is also familiar, we are familiar with the term TB, so it is also termed as TB. Commonly, the tuberculosis commonly affect the lungs, but can also affect other parts of the other organs of the body if it left untreated. So some symptoms of tuberculosis patient, it may show chronic cough, hemoptysis, fever, night sweats, weight loss. It is spread through the air via cough, sneeze, speak, or spit. So basically we can say this type of the disease comes under the communicable type of diseases which should be spread from one person to another person through the air spores. If a healthy person is inhaling the air spores of some patient who is affected with tuberculosis, if a patient is speaking or is sneezing or coughing in front of any healthy person, the healthy person has the chances to affect get affected by this disease TB. There are the drugs which are given under the treatment, and these drugs are divided into two classes: first line class and second line class. Basically, the first line classes of the drugs consist of isoniazide, rifampicin, ethambutol. They are given in combination so that in short time the patient should be treated. The other drug is pyrazinamide and streptomycin. Second line drug is para-aminosalicylic acid, capreomycin, ciprofloxacin, cycloserine, ethionamide, amikacin, and rifabutin. These are the second line drugs because they are highly toxic but effective. They are highly effective, and first line drugs are they have good efficacy and they are less toxic. Isoniazide, this is the drug called as isoniazide. It is also named as isonicotinyl hydrazine, and the short form is INZ. It is also known as isonicotinyl hydrazide 4-pyridine carboxylic acid hydrazide. It was first made in the early 20th century, but its activity against tuberculosis was first reported in early 1950s and was marked in 1952. It is on the World Health Organization list of essential medicines, a list of medicine that constitute the bare minimum for a basic health system. This is the basic structure. It comes under the category of pyridine ring. So this the basic moiety in the isoniazide is pyridine ring. On the on the para position of iso on the first carbon atom, or we can say on the para position of pyridine ring, we are going to attach a nicotinic group. So nicotinyl hydrazide, the name is nicotinyl hydrazide. We are going to attach nicotinic hydrazide group. C double bond O NH NH2. This is your nicotinic hydrazide group. The brand names, the drug comes under the brand names of hydrazide in market, isoniazide, unixo, fyrazide, ferro. The basic mechanism of action of this drug is that it inhibits the synthesis of mycolic acid, which is an essential component of mycobacteria cell wall. Isoniazide is a prodrug that is activated by CAT-G. It is basically a prodrug which, after metabolism, converted into the active form by an enzyme CAT-G, the Mycobacteria catalase peroxidase. The enzyme inhibit in an NADH dependent enol acyl carrier protein reductase protein thought to be involved in double bond reduction during fatty acid elongation. Isoniazide has bactericidal effect. So isoniazide is a prodrug. It is activated by the enzyme CAT-G and then it converted into its active form. And then formation of covalent complex with ACPM and KSA blocking mycolic acid synthesis. And thus there is the death of the cell wall of bacteria and no new bacteria should be multiply and infect the human being. So now come to the main part of video lecture series. We are going to discuss the synthesis of the drug isoniazide. So the synthesis is divided into two steps. In step first, we have to synthesize 4-methyl pyridine. We have to synthesize 4-methyl pyridine. Sorry, we have to oxidize 4-methyl pyridine to obtain isonicotinic acid. So in first step, we have to synthesize isonicotinic acid. And in second step we have to uh, synthesize isoniazide from the intermediate isonicotinic acid which we had prepared in the step first. So this is the first step synthesis. In the first step, the precursor, the reagent, the starting material of isoniazide is 4-methyl pyridine. 4-methyl pyridine. This is the pyridine ring 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth position. In fourth position, we will substitute or add a methyl group on the fourth position. So it is called as 4-methyl pyridine. Now oxidize this ring. We have to do the oxidation of 4-methyl pyridine. And after oxidation, the 4-methyl pyridine is converted into isonicotinic acid. C double bond O OH. Now in the second step, what will happen, the intermediate which is formed in the step 1 called as isonicotinic acid, this intermediate, upon heating with anhydrous hydrazine, it is heated with anhydrous hydrazine, that is NH2. This is the formula of hydrazine. And with heating, this hydrazine react with isonicotinic acid. This H H from the isonicotinic acid is separated with one hydrogen of hydrazine. This OH is separated with one hydrogen of hydrazine, that is water should be removed from by the reaction of isonicotinic acid and hydrazine, and we will get our drug, that is isoniazide. So this is the basic structure of isoniazide. It consists of pyridine ring, carboxazide group, or you can say ketone with hydrazine NH2. This is the complete reaction mechanism. In the first step, we had reacted with 4-methyl pyridine, or it is also called as 4-picoline. 4-picoline is treated with potassium permanganate, that is the oxidation reaction occurs. It is converted into isonicotinic acid as an intermediate. This isonicotinic acid in the presence of methanol undergoes reduction and it converted into its ester form, isonicotinic acid ester. This on reaction with on heating with hydrazine converted into isoniazide. So this is the main synthesis of isoniazide which you have to study according to your syllabus. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your cooperations.